All right, guys, welcome to day 3 of online learning for geometry. Today we are going to be getting into just a little bit of math, nothing crazy, just a little bit. And then we're still going to kind of get to know each other a little bit. So this is the lesson video for day 3. But whoa, before we get started, we have to go over some expectations. The big one that you need to remember going forward is the first couple days we're getting to know each other. It hasn't been a big deal that you do async time before sync time, because you could just end up doing it later anyways. But starting on Tuesday, right? So the Tuesday, Wednesday classes starting on Tuesday, it is imperative that you do the async time before you go to sync, because what you're going to be doing in async time is setting up your notes for an actual geometry lesson during sync time. So if you don't have your notes set up, you won't know what you're doing. So it's very, very important that you have your notes set up during async time. All right. So today we're going to be talking about working over solving one-step equations. We're not going to be in small groups. But we are going to be talking about solving one-step equations, okay? So we're looking into algebra, basically, because geometry is really just algebra with pictures. So we need a strong foundation of algebra before we get started. So, first question, it says, you and your friend are planning a surprise party for a third friend. Your friend has made 12 cupcakes and you need 25 total. How many do you need to make? So, a lot of you guys probably already think in your head, how can I get this answer, right? But what I'm asking you is, how can I make an equation for this scenario? So I want to give it a couple seconds, okay? Think about how you would make an equation for this scenario. You need a letter, right? And you need 12, you need 25. But how are those all related to each other in an equation? Are you adding something? Are you subtracting, multiplying, dividing? So think about that. Okay. You should have got 12 plus x equals 25, right? Because we had 12 cupcakes. Okay. We need a total of 25 cupcakes. And what we're trying to find is how many cupcakes we need. Right? So if we have 25, if we need 25, but we have 12, right? We need x to get to 25, right? So we'd have 12 cupcakes plus however many we need left to get to 25, which is our total, okay? So how would we solve this, which is what we're learning about today, is if we need to get x by itself, 12 is being added to x. So if we're adding something, to solve it, you need to do the opposite of addition, which would be subtracting 12 from both sides, right? So that's how you would solve that, okay? Now what about this one? It says you have saved some money during COVID because you have not gone anywhere. You are going to give $30 to your parents as a thank you, leaving you with $182 left. How much money did you have originally saved? So again, we're writing an equation. We need a variable, we need some numbers, we need 30, we need 182. If you have $182 left, but you're going to give $30 to your parents as a thank you, what would that look like as an equation? So if you need to pause the video and think about that for a second, you can. The answer would be x minus 30 equals 182. So he has $182 left after he gave away $30 to his parents, right? He gave it away, so he subtracted $30. This is what he had originally, right? Now how we would solve that would be, if we're subtracting 30, we would need to add 30 on both sides to solve it, okay? You always do the opposite. Okay, what about this one? You have to finish reading a book for English class in 6 days. There are 240 pages left. You want to make a plan so you read the same number of pages each day and finish on time. How many pages will you need to read each day? So you have 240 pages you need to read. You have 6 days to read those 240 pages. What does that look like in an equation? If you need to pause the video, you can. That equation would be 6x equals 240, right? Because if he has 240 pages to read, if he has 6 days to read them, if he reads this many pages per day, he'll get to 240. So 6 days multiplied by how many pages he's going to read per day will give him 240. Okay, we're going to skip this one and just show you the equation. So it says x divided by 6 equals 24, right? If we are dividing by 6, the opposite of division is multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 6, so we'd get 24 times 6. That would be our answer. Okay, so now these are some examples of how to solve one-step equations. So what we're going to ask you to do now for practice, this is what we did in class. In live classes, we had a Kahoot. So after you're done with this video, if you need to go back and review it, that's okay. If you need to rewatch it a couple times, that's okay. But what you're going to do now is below this link in the Canvas page that you found this video on, you're going to go and you're going to click on the Kahoot link. Okay? And you're going to do some problems that help you practice this. Now remember, next time, let me go ahead and go to that slide. Next time, you need to be ready for your real class notes, okay? So before next time, you need to make sure you complete column 3 in the choice board. It's going to give you 3 different options for how to set up your notebook. You can either have a spiral or a composition notebook, okay? You can either have digital notebook, which Mr. McCullough can answer questions on that, or you'll have a binder. Any 3 of those are perfectly fine. There are videos for all 3 on the choice board. Just pick one, explaining how to set up your choice board, right? I mean, explaining how to set up your notebook, excuse me. After you set up that notebook, then you'll be ready for next class, okay? Because when you log on to next class on Tuesday, you'll see an async time, an opportunity for you to set up your notes. Okay, so it's very crucial that before next time you watch a video for one of those 3 things on the choice board, and then before you come to live class, you do your async time of setting up your notes. Okay, hope that makes sense. Again, this is exactly what I just said. Make sure your notebooks are set up and make sure you've done async before you come to class on Tuesday. Alrighty. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or email Mrs. Wilson or message either of us on Canvas or Remind. Okay? Remember to do the Kahoot. All right? See you.